Hey girlfriends, it is Friday and it is time for some girl talk. We are so excited that you are listening in today. We are going to talk about overthinking today.
Oh yeah.
And this is something I probably everyone struggles with it, right?
It's it's my absolute worst and biggest downfall in my entire life. I'm not kidding. Like, it's so bad. Ask anybody in my family, each member of my family. Overthinking is just a big problem for me.
Same here. And I'm excited to get into this. Have you found yourself like there's just one specific area that this is my trigger and I'm going to overthink it? Or is it just in a lot of different areas?
It's pretty much everything.
Yeah.
It's really like even like when we have friends with plans, like a double date or triple date or whatever, like I overthink everything before going into that. Like, are they going to like me enough? Is it going to be fun?
Yeah.
What should I need to be the cutest. I need to wear this. What should I wear? Like, I think about what they're going to wear and then versus I overthink everything and I sound psycho.
Okay, when you walk away from the conversation, do you overthink what you said?
No.
Okay, that's what I do.
So mine's a before, not an after.
Okay, that's so interesting.
Yes.
Mine is an after. So I would walk away from a conversation. What did I say? I said this. I shouldn't have said this. I wonder what they think. To the point sometimes where I'll even send a text and say, I know I said this, but this is how I meant it.
My gosh.
And yes, so that is,
and the thing is, they don't even think about it.
No.
Like, they're not even like,
No.
And the thing is like, I lose out on the excitement before going on something, like going on a date or going on like just even out to breakfast with a friend. Like, I just lose the actual like enjoyment going into it, and then afterwards I'm like, oh my gosh, it wasn't even that bad. Like, or even just me being nervous about something like a speech or like anything like that. I'm like, wow, it wasn't that
and then
bad.
I lose out on the other end because it's like I don't want to talk to that person again. They probably think I'm crazy, and then you just like overthink all of it. So
that's hilarious. We're like opposite.
So funny. I did not even think of that.
Me neither. Like,
okay, so let's start with the simple question of, is overthinking good?
To an extent.
I'm gonna say no.
No, I don't think.
I'm gonna say I don't know of any good at this moment. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I don't know of any good that comes from overthinking.
No, I don't think so either. I was gonna say there's things like you should be nervous of. Like, there's things, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you shouldn't be like whatever all the time.
Right.
Like, you want things to be somewhat
Intense.
serious, but not like not an overthinking. Like, I feel like that's how I make my decisions, like, on what other people think. So I overthink what people are thinking, and that's how I make my decisions. Like, that's why sometimes I don't go to things. Sometimes I do, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not I don't enjoy it anymore.
Well, our minds are always going,
yes.
right? They're constantly going. So we're always having thoughts go through our mind. So the question is, since we just decided that overthinking is not good, how do we control those thoughts? Like, how do we stop ourselves from overthinking?
I think that so when I start to overthink, like, I think talking to someone might help, like, right away. Like, maybe they'll put you into a different light, like, make you think differently about it. Like, hey, like, they're not even gonna be worrying about it. Like, I would have never even thought about that, so don't worry about it. Like, just be you. Like, don't overthink your overthinking, I guess. Like, because that's what I do. I overthink, and then I'm like, wait, why am I overthinking? And then I overthink again, and it's just a constant, like, I think distracting yourself also, like, talking to someone, like I said, like, just, it's a forever black hole sometimes.
Yeah.
It just keeps going and going and going.
It does. And I was trying to think, like, where does it come up in the Bible at all? Like, where is it scriptural at all? Well, the Bible just tells us to run with perseverance the race that is marked out before us. So it's like you said, when you're so worried, you're not, like, enjoying the moment. So we're not running that race. We're stuck in and for me, looking back on conversations, like, I'm robbing myself of what's happening in that moment because I can't forget about what just happened in the past.
Yes.
And so I'm not running ahead and running forward. It's so interesting.
It's frustrating because that's the same thing. Like, you don't need to have that same stress over and over and over and over again. Like, just make the decision and leave it. Like, just say, like if, like, should I apply for the job? Should I not? Like, I was very like, and Marley's like, just stop, just do it, like, why not, like, why, and I'm like, no, because of this and this and this and this. He goes, stop, you're overthinking it, just do it. He's like, you are smart enough, you have the education, like, all that stuff, just do it.
Yeah.
And the same thing, like, it took me like a day or two to apply, because I'm like, no, I don't think I'm good enough for it, blah, 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 and I know I go over, like, these people aren't gonna like me, it's the same thing, like, you're just overthinking it, like, more doors will open. Yeah. If you just stop overthinking it.
Thinking itself is good. You know, like, that's where it's like, is this right or is this wrong? Like, thinking is good. But when we overthink it, we, like, complex it. You know, like, we took this small little thing and made a huge complicated problem out of it.
For no reason.
Even a problem.
It doesn't even matter. I know. I'm like, it just puts more stress and more anxiety and more on you, which you don't need.
So you can turn overthinking into something positive by turning it into prayer.
Yeah.
Or you can turn it into, like, a lot of people will meditate, or they'll choose to, like, memorize scripture.
Yeah.
Give your mind to something constructive.
Like,
you know,
something distraction or something like
something
that.
Different.
And I don't think like, you always tell me, you're like, doubt and fear is not from God. It's from the devil. And you tell me that all the time, and that's so true. It's like, once you feel that, like, pray about it. Because, or just say out, you tell me, like, just say out loud. It's like, no, not today. Say it, not today. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I just had that happen the other day. I was having a meeting, and, like, this person was having trouble with their car. I went out to my car, and my car wouldn't start. And I literally was like, not today, Satan. I will make this happen. I'm like, not today. So,
did your car start?
It did after, like, so many tries. But I could have totally turned to overthinking and been like, maybe I shouldn't be talking to this person. Maybe we shouldn't have this meeting. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah. So
I know.
It's crazy.
Overthinking is bad, and don't do it. Or try not to. It's hard, though, to break the habit. It is. It's hard to overcome that, because I still have issues.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we all do. It's not something, I don't think it's something you could just be like, I'm never going to overthink again.
Right.
Like, you always have thoughts in your mind, and those thoughts are powerful. So
I know, and I just want to be free from the overthinking, but it's hard. But you're right, thoughts are powerful.
Yeah. And for me, it's dwelling on the past, it's so crazy how many times I would go into a meeting and then I would lose all confidence at the end of that meeting, because as I was driving away, I thought, this person took it this way, and I said this wrong, and this and that and this and that, and it was it's horrible.
And at the end, like, they're not even thinking about it. You know what I mean? They're thinking about what they said to you. You know what I mean? So they're thinking about what, themselves and not the other person.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So overthinking is definitely just to think about something too much or for too long.
Yep.
And so I was looking, Tony Robbins talks a lot about overthinking. So you could look him up. Everyone knows Tony Robbins. But he even is, like, reminding you that, of course, what could trigger it? Anxiety, depression, and then he also says, like, stress, worry. But those are emotions. Like, your stress and worry are your emotions, and guess what? We can control our emotions.
Yes.
Which tells us that we can control our overthinking.
It might be hard, but that's why I said just take a break, relax, think about it, distract yourself, and just remember that overthinking is not from God.
Right.
That stress, that anxiety, that doubt is not from God. It is from the devil. So just say what Amy says, not today, Satan, and go on with your day.
Yes, hashtag not today, Satan, guys.
Hashtag not today. Well, we hope that this talk helped you with overthinking. It's helped me a lot. Thinking about all the ways I could stop myself from overthinking.
Just being aware of it now.
Yeah. So we hope it helps, and have a good weekend.
Hey, girlfriends, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our podcast today. We are grateful to have you here.
We are Girlfriends Just Talking. We want to encourage women to live an intentional, powerful, positive, and spirit-filled life.
Come check us out over on Instagram and Facebook, where we have a community of women encouraging other women. We'll see you there.